You're listening to the Hustle Inspires Hustle podcast. Here, we'll help you unlock the secrets of entrepreneurship and self-development. This is your host, Alex Quinn. I'm a full-stack marketing executive and global keynote speaker. Get ready to get real-world knowledge from top-level entrepreneurs and world-class business leaders.
Hey guys, Randy Zuckerberg here.
Hi everyone, it's Neil Patel, and you're listening to Hustle Inspires Hustle.
This is the motherfucking CEO, Andy Frisella. You're listening to Hustle Inspires Hustle with Alex Quinn.
Become an authority and thought leader in your niche. Join a free private community of entrepreneurs and professionals looking to grow their business and optimize their performance. Get easy to learn resources and materials that empower your personal and financial success. Easily accessible for free on desktop and mobile app. Go to hustleinspireshustle.com/app to access now. That's hustleinspireshustle.com/app. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Welcome back to the Hustle Inspires Hustle podcast series with Chris Voss. This is part 2. If you haven't heard the first episode, make sure to start there and then come back to this one. So, we're having a conversation with somebody in business. We're having a conversation with somebody in general. We benefit from using labels and mirrors in the conversation. Once the person starts opening up and starts giving you information because you're allowing them to talk and you're allowing them to vocalize the things that are on their mind, you continue the conversation with minimal encouragers. But the ultimate and the end goal, I'd say, would be to reveal as many black swans as you can in order for you to give yourself a good business deal. And I do this right now in my advertising deals. When I close a deal with a client that I'm trying to do advertising for and trying to make money for them, I'm trying to figure out as much as they can about the business and how it's operating in order for me to put a really good deal together. But in order to do so, I must understand. I must shut up. I must listen. I shouldn't talk more than I need to, but I should listen to what problems they have so I could be a vehicle to solve those problems through the use of black swans. So let's break down black swans a little bit.
Well, black swans are the pieces of information that change everything. They're usually tiny, innocuous things. Sometimes they're big things, but they're always there. I mean, this is the biggest mistake that most people make. They go into a negotiation thinking they have the information. Either they've done a lot of research or they have experience in the area or it's somebody they've talked to. I mean, the worst assumption you could possibly make in a negotiation is that you're fully informed. You're just not.
Yeah.
And also the really important stuff is stuff the other side is only going to be able to tell you. You're not going to be able to find it with your research. Or if you could find it on research, it might take you a month. You get it out of the other side in 10 minutes of conversation. What makes more sense, to spend a month to find something out or to spend 10 minutes? Look, if I was your boss, I don't need you spinning your wheels for a month on something that you should have accomplished in 10 minutes. You didn't accomplish it in 10 minutes because you were embarrassed that you didn't know. So you're going to blow a month of your precious time when you could have gone to the table and found out. I mean, it's always there. It's always there. So go to the table and start gathering information so you can get smarter, quicker. I mean, this is the definition of don't work harder, work smarter.
Yeah. So one of the things that I do as a team, so let's say we'll go and we'll have a client meeting, right? We'll meet with a prospect. There will be the person that's listening and writing notes down. And then there's the person that will be continuing the conversation to get as much information as we can to put a good deal together for the person. But it's not just to put a good deal together for the person, it's to put a good deal together for yourself. Because as a businessman, as a businesswoman, you need to align yourself with people who understand what you bring to the table, who value what you bring to the table, who in some aspects share certain values in order for you guys to be successful. And that's why what I mentioned before, no deal is better than a bad deal, really stuck with me. But sometimes people find themselves maybe not in a bad deal, but in a difficult situation, right? Their client is upset, their partner is upset. And there's ways to diffuse that. There's ways to work on that. And I know accusations audits could be very beneficial in areas like this. Why don't we break that down?
Yeah, well, accusations audits is just dealing with the negatives, dealing with the problems, dealing with the issues, dealing with perceptions from the other side. And it's huge. I mean, it's massive because we're driven by avoidance of the negative or an inability to deal with the negative or concern about losses. So the first thing to demonstrate understanding is simply articulate, what the other side's issues are. It's not to try to argue them out of it, or it's not to try to contradict it. It's to simply recognize it. This whole issue on recognition, it sounds useless, and it is so powerful. So recognition of the problems helps people clear their heads.
It does, and it helps you understand what's bothering the other person. Maybe there's something, because like you said, you go into things thinking that you know, but there's so many things you don't know. There's so many variables in life and communications and relationships and business that you simply don't know everything. Nobody knows anything. And keeping an open mind is very important for these types of relationships. And also, it's not always what you say, it's also how you say it. So that leads me into not using why questions. That leads me into late night FM DJ voice. Let's talk about not using why questions. You mentioned in the book using why questions could tend to bring people's guard up because they may think that you're questioning them in some way or questioning their decision. There's a better way to phrase a question.
Yeah, well, the crazy thing about the question why, like when somebody asks it, they don't always mean that the other side is wrong. But when you do think you're wrong, you always say, why did you do that? Somebody asks you, why did you do that? If you need to go to Vegas and bet whether or not they thought you made a mistake, you better be betting that they do. Because when someone thinks you're wrong, they always say to you, why did you do that? Why did you make that choice? Why did you do whatever it is what you did? That happens to us enough that whenever somebody asks us why, we think that they're accusing us of being wrong. And it's happened to us enough times that we react that way every time. So you can't ask somebody why without them feeling like they're accused of doing something wrong, which by definition is not good for your relationship. You don't enhance a relationship with somebody by pointing out their mistakes or accusing them of making a mistake. It always makes it worse. And that's why the word why is, it's just, it's a guarantee to cause a deterioration in a relationship when you ask the other side.
So in this specific case, our alternative would be using calibrated, open-ended how or what questions, correct?
Yeah. I mean, it's so easy to switch from why to what. I could say, why'd you put that sign up on the wall behind you? And you'd be like, holy cow, what's wrong with my sign? But if I said, what made you put that sign up behind you? You go like, and you turn around and you look at it and you go, well, this is what made me put it up there. The switch from why to what is just huge. And it's so subtle, but it keeps people from feeling accused.
So this is what I usually do. I'll usually read a book. I'll learn some great things from it. And one of the things I see most people do is they'll read the book, but they'll just read the book to feel accomplished that they read a book, but they don't put things into action, right? Or they'll ask for advice and they won't put things into action. They'll just opinion shop, as you like to put it, right? They'll be opinion shopping, but they won't actually take action. What are your thoughts on opinion shopping?
It's horrible. I mean, but it's a sign of laziness. Why are you opinion shopping? You got one or two reasons why you opinion shop. You just don't know, and you're trying to gather a lot of information, or you're shopping for somebody who's going to tell you to do what you already wanted to do anyway. Now, let's go to the one that you just don't know. Here's how to hack that process. Never take advice from anybody you wouldn't trade places. Don't go to everybody. Don't go to me and ask, don't go to Chris Voss and ask Chris Voss how to be a great power lifter. Because I'm not a power lifter, and you wouldn't trade places with me in regards to powerlifting. Don't go to Chris Voss and say, how can I be a great marathon runner? Chris Voss is not a marathon runner. I do not have a demonstrated expertise in that area. If you want to be a marathon runner, you wouldn't trade places with me. I got a bad knee. You do want to go to Chris Voss if you want to be a better negotiator, because I got a track record. You might trade places with me based on my track record as a negotiator. So never take advice from somebody you wouldn't trade places with. If they are doing successfully what you want to do, go to them for advice and take it. Don't go anywhere else. Don't go to your mom. I'm in a lift in LA probably about a year ago. Guy had this great booming voice. And he's like, yeah, my mom says I should do voiceovers. Now, I know how hard it is to do voiceovers. That's a lot of work. A good voiceover artist has spent years getting good at it, but it looks easy. And I remember I said to this guy, all right, so this is going to sound harsh. Your mother loves you. He said, is your mother a professional voiceover artist? He goes, no. And I go, your mother loves you. She's got your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. Never take advice from somebody you wouldn't trade places with. If your mom's a professional voiceover artist and she's going to tell you to go into it, now you could talk about it with her. She loves you. She's very well-intentioned. You might need to be a professional voiceover artist. Go to a voiceover artist and ask them about it. Don't take your mom's advice that you should do it. Go to a voiceover artist, somebody you trade places with. Now, you don't got opinion shop. Do a little performance shopping. Mm-hmm. If their performance backs it up, then take their advice.
Hey, I just wanted to jump in real quick to tell you about how to train yourself in organization, balancing your priorities, developing successful habits, and most importantly, having a better mindset. I'm giving free access to resources and materials on business management and self-development. Go to hustleinspireshustle.com/app to get access. That's hustleinspireshustle.com/app. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter at Hustle Inspires Hustle. Okay, let's get back into the episode. Is there anybody that really was one of those big support systems for you coming up in the FBI and becoming the negotiator you are today?
Well, and that's exactly it, because everybody's looking for mentors, right?
Yeah.
And so I had unofficial mentors, and one of them is exactly in the scenario that we're talking about. I wanted to be on the hostage negotiation team. So who do I go to for advice? The woman who's running the team. And I said, I want to be a hostage negotiator. And she asked me what my credentials were, what my resume was, and I was utterly lacking. And she said, go away. And I said, no, I don't want to go away. She said, I don't care. Everybody wants to do this. It looks easy. It sounds simple. And it ain't. So I said, well, there's got to be something I could do. I'm asking her for advice. She says, all right, there is. Go volunteer on a suicide hotline. Now, until you've done that, stop bothering me. Now, when I revisited this just about 2 years ago with Amy, she said, I told 1,000 people I gave 1,000 people that advice. And of those 1,000 people, 2 of you did it. So I went to somebody that I would trade places with. I asked for advice and I followed it. What happened? She became my mentor.
Yeah.
Because I followed her advice. I was smart enough to ask the right person who was also in a position to give me good advice and also in a position to help me while I was implementing that advice. Because I'm in a position to make her look good and also to make her look bad if I take her advice and it doesn't work out. So she's got a vested interest in looking out for me now. I never said, hey, mentor me. She would have told me, I don't got time for you, kid, go away. I wasn't looking for a mentor, but I, in fact, recruited a mentor by taking advice from somebody who knew what they were talking about.
Yeah. That's amazing. It's like, I wanted to be a surgeon, right? That was my thing. And it didn't end up working for me because of an injury. So it's funny that you mentioned what you mentioned about your knee. I wanted to be a surgeon. It was my dream to be a surgeon. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to save lives. But I had fractured my knuckles on my left hand, and I never did physical therapy because I thought that I was going to be okay. I didn't listen to my mom, my dad, the doctor, whatever. I was a young kid. I wasn't paying attention, right? So my life completely shifts from me wanting to be a doctor to all of a sudden I'm finding myself in the business world and the advertising world. And all of a sudden that develops into me building a marketing agency. And now I have the opportunity to interview people on the podcast to spread knowledge to the world, but you never really know where things are going to go. I'm sure you didn't think back then, I'm going to write a book in 20 something languages, and I'm going to be running Black Swan, and I'm going to be on Masterclass, and I'm going to be on all these podcasts, and I'm going to be scaling like this. You probably didn't even think that all of those things would happen, but you gave yourself the opportunity and you acted on those actions and on those little things. It's the little things. And my football coach in college in high school used to tell me that. It's the little things. It was that little thing of you saying, all right, maybe I don't have the credentials to work with you right now as a negotiator, but you know what? I'm going to go work at a suicide hotline, and you better believe that I'm going to be back and that I'm going to ask for an opportunity, because you will remember me and you will know that I followed your advice and will have a vested interest in my success to some degree. So, Chris, you have been extremely, extremely helpful to my team, to our growth as a business over the last year. We appreciate the work that you put out. We support the work that you put out. Keep doing your thing. We're extremely happy for you and everything that you're doing. We're rooting for you on this end at Hustle Inspires Hustle. Thanks for being on, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, why don't we tell people about my newsletter?
Let's talk about it.
All right, cool. So, and this is a great supplement to the book. A lot of people get a long way with just the book, Never Split the Difference, and the newsletter. Now, the newsletter's free. Newsletter comes out every Tuesday morning. It's complimentary. It's a good price. It's free. It's concise and it's actionable. All you got to do to sign up, real simple sign up to get it emailed to you. Send a text, Black Swan Method. Those are the words, Black Swan Method. Send it to the number 33777. That's 33777. Black Swan Method, lowercase, spaces between the words. You send it out right, you get an email, text message back asking for your email. Now, it's concise, it's simple, it's actionable. It comes to your inbox Tuesday morning. After you get past the Monday morning blues, you're rocking and rolling on Tuesday morning. The newsletter is also the gateway to the website. It's a gateway to our free trainings. We got a ton of stuff on our website that's free. The newsletter will take you there when you click on whatever the article, the one and only article in each newsletter, because you don't have a lot of choices. We're not trying to waste your time. Take you to the website. There's a library of past newsletter articles, whatever you're dealing with. You can find an article specifically designed for your circumstance. And then once you're on the website, it's a buffet, man. It's just all kinds of stuff, a lot of free stuff to help you get better. And then when the time comes and you want to dial into some of our online training that we charge for, you're ready to go.
Guys, and the online training must be amazing. I saw a taste of it at Masterclass. I can only imagine what you're creating yourself and putting yourself together for your community. So guys, you heard it. That's Black Swan Method to 33777. Is that correct, Chris?
Correct. Yeah, you got it exactly right.
Alrighty, guys. This is Alex Quinn, Chris Voss, Hustle Inspires Hustle podcast. See you on the next episode.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Hustle Inspires Hustle podcast. I'd appreciate it if you could share, leave a review, and subscribe to the show. Visit hustleinspireshustle.com/app for more free resources, event invitations, and online courses to empower your personal and financial success. Learn about marketing, finances, business development, branding, strategic partnerships, and much more. If you're looking to further connect, check me out on Instagram or LinkedIn at Alex Quinn. That's ALEXQUIN. See you on the next episode.